The following program is a SUTV student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
I am Alexis Mariantha, and this is SUTV. Have you ever noticed the beautiful sounds of the Carillon bells coming from the academic commons? Ever wondered how those bells came to be? SUTV's Derek Sanders shows us the man behind the magic.
There are less than 200 Carillon bells in North America. The newest is right here on campus. The Brown and Church bells were a $2.4 million gift from Delaware entrepreneur William Church in honor of his late partner, Samuel Brown. Joey Brink, the musician who played during the dedication ceremony, is one of the best players in the world. We had a chance to sit down and ask him his thoughts on the bells.
A carillon anywhere can unify students and the university faculty and staff and members and community members. The most satisfying part of the learning process is developing a control for the instrument where you're able to give a sensitive touch where you can play softly and loud and really make the instrument play the way you want it. The carillon as an instrument dates back about 500 years to the Low Countries in Europe. So actually, and those carillons in Europe are mostly city centers in cathedrals, churches, or just towers in the center of a medieval city. So actually universities having carillons is relatively more of a modern setting for a carillon. I'm not just saying this, but actually playing the concert here today is one of the most special things I've done in my career. There's not a lot of new carillon dedications or a lot of new carillons being made. So this is my first inaugural recital. I don't know if I'll have any more. So this is actually a really exciting moment for me. So the automated bells that they've heard probably have always sounded at the same dynamic. And the biggest difference between an automatic mechanism and a human playing the bells is that a human can have a variation of touch to play really soft or really loud. And so I always encourage listeners to try to pick out the subtleties in terms of whether it's a soft section and then it's crescendoing into a louder section, or whether there's two layers going on with a melody being louder and a harmony being quieter, and being able to pick out where the focus of the player, where I'm playing.
The ceremony on September 6th was a huge success, in spite of the bad weather. Campus and community members were still able to listen from the assembly room on the 4th floor of Academic Commons. For SUTV, I'm Derek Sanders.
Now you can hear these bells every 15 minutes all across campus, so keep your ears open. Well, hot, cold, blended, even Italian, however you take it, Chesapeake Bay Roasting Company can brew it for you. The new coffee shop is located in the Academic Commons, and SUTV's Theresa Tumminello shows us the new caffeine craze on campus.
This semester, a new business occupies what once was Rise Up Coffee in Academic Commons. Chesapeake Bay Roasting Company was established in 2002 and serves more than 5 college campuses. This fall, they added Salisbury University to their list as the first Eastern Shore campus. I sat down with Owen Roston, Director of Dining Services, to see what he had to say.
So when we built this gorgeous building, the Academic Commons, it seemed only natural that students would spend the bulk of their time there, and we wanted to make sure we had food and beverages available to them. And who doesn't want coffee when you start eating? So we're one of the first places on the Eastern Shore to have nitro brew. It's really awesome what it is. Instead, iced coffee is very popular right now, and you have the cold brew coffee. Well, nitro actually infuses the coffee with nitrogen, makes it incredibly cold. It activates the caffeine, so it hits you a little faster too. But also, we have the latitude to offer a fuller bakery program now. So, our breakfast sandwiches that were very popular are back now. We have a full bakery case with oversized muffins, croissants, scones, biscotti.
Roston also spoke about some new dining opportunities coming to campus in the next year. This included Annie Ann's Pretzels in the Purdue Business Building. For SUTV News, I'm Theresa Tumminello.
Now the coffee shop is open Monday through Friday starting at 7:30 a.m. Well, Friday night lights are back on at SU, and SUTV's Jessica Rij shows us the scoreboard and what may be next for SU athletics.
Good evening, Seagull sports fans. My name is Jessica Rij, and here's a look at what happened this weekend in sports. The Seagull football team battled to a 21-13 win on Saturday afternoon at Kean University. It was a close game after the first half, but Salisbury took the lead in the third quarter with an 83-yard drive. The Seagulls got their second win of the season and are headed to the College of New Jersey this Saturday. The game starts at noon. Nicole Venturelli was named CAC Volleyball Player of the Week. In a 3-0 win against Newman University, Venturelli was good for a season high of 19 kills. Her 178 kills and 4.34 kills per set this season both lead the CAC. Venturelli and the Seagulls hit the road again this weekend, traveling to Carnegie Mellon Volleyball Interventional. The men's soccer team defeated Misericordia University 4-0 on Saturday afternoon at home. The sophomore Stephen White scored his first career goal with just over 2 minutes remaining in the match after a pass from Kevin Erickson. The 4 goals surpassed SU's output. The Seagulls travel to Stevenson University this evening, and the match is set for 7. Also in soccer, the women's soccer team traveled to New Jersey last night to play against Rutgers Newark. They came with away a 2-0 win. The team heads to Southern Virginia this weekend. The number 3 field hockey team hit the road to Cabrini University on Saturday, collecting a 3-0 win in the team's 4th shutout of the year. The Seagulls return home tonight to host Johns Hopkins University, and that game started at 6. And that's sports. Alexis, back to you.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Well, Hamlet is coming to Delmarva. The Brown Box Theater Company is offering free shows in the park. SUTV's Arthur Lembo takes us behind the scenes and lets you decide to see or not to see.
How about you now?
I keep saying that.
Shakespeare is in the air on Delmarva as Boston's Brown Box Theater Company traveled to Pemberton Park on Saturday to put on a free performance of Hamlet for local residents. The company's founder, Kyler Towson, grew up on Delmarva, recognizing a lack of professional theater in the area, and founded Brown Box with the desire to provide the art of theater to people from all backgrounds.
Shakespeare is meant to be seen, not read. And so we work really hard in order to tear down that dichotomy of reading it as literature as opposed to seeing it as live theater. There are so many aspects that you can never see on the page. The physical comedy, the sword fighting, fully understanding the language, I truly believe can only be gained by seeing it live.
For years, the company has brought Shakespeare productions to the Eastern Shore, including Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Cymbeline, and Midsummer's Night Dream, which is currently being produced by Salisbury University's theater company and will open October 12th. Brown Box Theater attracts a large number of Salisbury residents, including Salisbury University faculty, staff, and students.
Doing something like A Midsummer Night's Dream with gender bending just, again, opens people's eyes to some different perspectives and new viewpoints. And so we at Brown Box are committed to the unheard voice and sharing the unheard voice. And what Shakespeare allows for us, and really for anybody, and it sounds like what Salisbury is doing as well, is being able to give those people, those perspectives, those views, and those people a voice that not a lot of people get to hear.
People that see this may be like, oh, I love Shakespeare now, and come see Midsummer. But it also gives people a chance to see what theater is and then see if they want to pay for it in the future and see if they want to go see a show. Because if they love this, then they're like, oh, well, that must be great too.
Brown Box plans on returning to the Delmarva Peninsula for years to come, bringing the words of the bard along with them. For SUTV, this is Arthur Lembo reporting.
You can still see the show. The company is touring in Delaware through the 23rd. Catch the show in Lewis or Exmoor. Now turning to weather. Hurricanes are currently threatening the Atlantic. SUTV's Dalencia Jenkins shows us the weather in the week ahead. Dalencia?
Thank you, Alexis. But before we get to the hurricanes, let's look at the beautiful temperatures across the U.S. We have like 80s to 90s across the East Coast, but in Maryland, especially the Delmarva area, we have mid 80s to lower 80s. And so now going to the hurricane, we see that Hurricane Jose is just off the East Coast, causing windy temperatures for us today and yesterday, making it kind of windy for us. And now we have a high pressure system that is over this Delmarva area, causing beautiful skies for today, tomorrow, and into the next week. For tonight, we have clear skies, 66 degrees. For tomorrow, 86, also clear. And tomorrow night, same, clear, just the temperature will be 64. And so, I look into our week ahead. We have 80s across the board, beautiful temperatures. And with the threat of Hurricane Maria coming up the East Coast, we might have a few rain showers Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's the weather for you. Back to you, Alexis.
Well, thank you, Dalencia. Sure looks nice until Maria comes in. Well, after being a prototype at select restaurants for months, Chipotle finally released its queso to the public last week. I went out to see what people thought of this new project. Chipotle stirred up a craze on social media last week as they announced the release of their brand new queso. The new queso includes milk, cheddar cheese, tomatillo, tomatoes, jalapenos, chipotle chilies, onion, and green pepper. One SU student had a very strong opinion about this new product.
It's not good. It's like baby food, nasty grit.
Madison was not the only one that was disappointed with the queso. Customers all across the nation took to Twitter to express their thoughts and opinions. Students can use their gold card at the Chipotle located on South Salisbury Boulevard next to TETC. Now what's next for Chipotle? Churros? I'm Alexis Mariantha reporting for SUTV. Now that cute little puppy that was in that video is actually a rescue from Hurricane Harvey. And in case you would like to try this new queso, you can order it with a side of chips or inside your favorite entree. And we'd like to know what you think, so like us on Facebook and follow us. Well, that's it for our newscast. Thank you for watching SUTV and have a great night.